Okay, I'm sure we all know the basic idea of pre-ordering video games. Don't. But what if I told you that there's an exception to this rule? I'm gonna say this right now. You probably won't like it, and as you can probably guess by the video's title, I am referring to Japanese games on Steam. Now where do I fucking start? Oh yes, how about something more popular?
Soul Calibur 6. You probably already know what issues there are with its business models, and while Okubo has explained for why Tira is in the game, people will continue to complain about it, and as for PC-specific drama, every Japanese game on Steam has console fans demanding its failure so that developers stay on consoles.
When you consider that the creators of Soul Calibur 6 are also the creators of Tekken 7, Tales of Berseria, God Eater 3, Ace Combat 7, Code Vein, Gundam Versus, which isn't on Steam, Taiko no Tatsujin, which also isn't on Steam, it would appear to me that there's very little options for fans of all those games I mentioned outside of simply buying the developer's most recent games on Steam. Now let's look at some examples of games that were ignored, and as a result, the developers decide to abandon ship on PC, starting with Cladden X2. Yes, I am fully aware that we already have Disgaea 1 and 2, with 5 releasing late 2018, though let's not pretend that these games magically undo the consequences of Cladden X2's failure. Between Cladden X2's 2012 release on Steam and I guess Disgaea PC's release, I have noticed that people have clamored around games like BlazBlue Calamity Trigger, and while I have heard that the older Tecmo Koei games on Steam have had their fair share of apologists, I also knew that Final Fantasy XIII most certainly did.
Why would they do such a thing? They don't want the developer to abandon the PC platform, because that's what will happen if the developer is Japanese and if a game doesn't sell enough units or has too many negative reviews. A similar situation can also be seen with Atlus, the creators of Persona. Their way of entering the PC market was a downloadable pixel art platformer featuring the company's mascot, Jack Frost. Granted, it was only advertised in Japan, and considering its lack of global exposure and the fact that it has been a year since that announcement, I think we can safely say that Atlus has rendered their judgment in regards to whether or not they should continue making PC games at all. I think what I'm trying to say is that the need to buy X so Y can be on PC is here to stay, and the most we can really do is to base our purchasing decisions around this fact of life. Are you willing to buy one game you might not even be interested in, and are only buying it because it's from the same developers as a game you'd rather have on Steam, or are you willing to accept the fact that the developers will never make another PC game ever again, even if you want, for example, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, but are not willing to buy both Dragon Quest XI and Left Alive? Be sure to post your approach on the Japanese PC scene in the comments below. And one final comment before I end the video, the game used as the background video is Black Clover Quartet Knights, also known as the Gundam Breaker PC Petition.